Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. We are at Baxter Cycle in Marnie, Iowa in the Triumph building, but we are not looking at a Triumph today. We are looking at this. What is it? Well, it is a Royal Enfield Classic 350 Signals Edition. It's in the kind of the green color. It's a really neat bike, but the reason I wanted to point this particular one out is this. Well, the whole thing's beautiful, but this engine guard system, which is a AirFly Evo system, and I've seen these a lot on YouTube, and over in India this is a really big deal, but I've never seen one in real life, and I didn't know how I would like it. But I am here to tell you that you should see one of these in real life. It's a good looking system, and it looks like if the bike went over, it would really hold it up, making the bike a lot easier to pick up. But quite a system, I believe. Check that out. The other thing this bike has is they put a skid pan on it. Excuse me. Isn't that just a gorgeous thing? All blacked out engine, blacked out pipe, blacked out rims. The flat colored paint. Just a gorgeous thing. So what are these? Well, these are a 349cc air-cooled, oil-cooled, 2-valve, overhead cam, 1 intake, 1 exhaust. Puts out about 20 horsepower and about 20 foot-pounds of torque. They call it the long stroke motor. I've ridden several of these, and what I love about them is that they have such a flat torque curve. The torque is right there from the very bottom all the way up. Just very, very nice. 5-speed transmission, and just like most Royal Enfields, transmission works very well. I have a Himalayan and I just love it on mine, and I've ridden these, and these are even better, I feel. I think the epitome of the transmission of the Royal Enfield line is the Interceptor, or the 650, the Interceptor, or the Continental GT. I think they have the absolute smoothest one, and I think this is second smoothest. Just an absolutely gorgeous bike, isn't it? Fuel injected, clutch on this side, of course. That would be the brake lever. Look how beefy that is. I mean, that's one thing I like about these Royal Enfields. Look at the size of those foot pegs. Even the rear ones are just humongous. This has got the I wonder what that's for. I think that's stock, actually. Excuse me. Another thing I always love about these is the size of these, or the look of these side stands. They're kind of a stylized metal stand. But anyway, got a gorgeous bike. Let's jump up here. Past the flash, high lows right there, information button over here on this side. What I really like about this, they've got bespoke or kind of stylized for this model. This is a clutch lever, and same with the brake lever over here. I mean, if you look at it, it's not just a standard lever, it's kind of got it's molded to the bike almost. These grips are like the old Amal grips that you'd find on the old Enfields. Just a kind of a gorgeous thing, isn't it? I just love this dash, by the way. And I know it's a Signals model, but it's a chrome dash on this bike. Key on this side, look at that. Isn't that neat? Neutral light, battery light. Every bike should have a battery light. Fuel gauge in here. It says trip F right now. We're going to push this button over here and see. Just watch that down there. Time, odometer, trip 1, trip 2, fuel. Okay, this spot here, one of the popular thoughts is that you can put a trip meter or travel meter in here, one of those GPS things. I asked the dealer about that, and they said that they do not offer that at this time. Maybe they'll come up in the future, but at this point that's not available. I love the Tiger Eyes or pilot lights or whatever you want to call those. Isn't that just gorgeous? And the thing about all this is cast aluminum. This is just a really neat. I just love how this is all stylized. The forks are covered. That's metal. That's metal. That's metal. I think it's a. Let's see what the tire size are. Tire size is a 190/19 on the front. Nice size spoke tire, tubed. The disc on the front is a 300 mil with ABS. It's a bi-bree with 2 pistons, 2-pot. The rear is a single disc, 270 millimeter. Single pot bi-bree, chain drive, of course. Just a beautiful little thing, isn't it? One of these, I can't remember what's underneath these. I think one of them is an air filter and the other is the battery. But Just a beautiful little thing, isn't it? I love the solo seat on these. They're very comfortable. This bag's on here just to show it off. Oh, that's a Royal Enfield product. They have a great line of Royal Enfield accessories here. We're in the other building, by the way. But anyway, isn't that just a gorgeous thing? Back tire is a 120/80/18. Wheelbase on this is 54.7 inches. That's about 1,390 millimeters. Ground clearance, and I love this part, about 6.7 inches. That's about 170 millimeters. Fuel tank size is 3.4 gallons. It's about 13 liters. And the great thing is the weight. The weight is very low on this bike. It's very low center of gravity, but 430 pounds wet. That's about 195 pounds. 195 kilograms, I'm sorry. Just a beautiful machine, isn't it? By the way, I think these numbers, or each bike has a unique number on the side, kind of a serial number of sorts. I love the badging. Anyway, an absolutely gorgeous bike. If you're all interested in something like this, get yourself down here to Baxter Cycle in Marnie, Iowa. Ask for Mark or Jeremy or Randy, and they can help you out. New used Royal Enfields, new used Triumph, give those guys a call. Get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!